First one is be attentive throughout the session. Keep your camera on whenever possible. At the end of the session, you will be asked a couple of questions through a feedback form. Credits will be given on the basis of feedback form. Asking questions will be appreciated using Q&A. Q&A is on. You can ask anonymously or by your name. Also, wheel of names will be used to give a star and a wish. Okay. Also, this session is not compulsory for everyone. If you have any emergency, you can mail me or message me and skip the session. Thank you so much. I'll request today Ajay Tiwari sir to start our 67th episode of CC Friday. Over to you, Ajay sir.
Well, thank you, Mom. With due respect to everyone present in the meeting, I start with the proceedings. Allow me to present my screen first. Okay, now I hope that my screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
I, along with Rahul Mahato sir from DPS Varanasi, welcome everyone to this virtual platform. It so happened in the month of August that we started with the thought process that how can sports be integrated into mathematics. And our principal sir, Mukesh sir, initiated the thought, after which we tried to experiment with few sports that are usually held in all the three branches of DPS from here up to Nagpur and Nashik. We have done the experiment, therefore, it is quite likely that they may be not up to the standards that we may expect. So, we welcome all the suggestions from each one of you. I start my presentation with a very simple game. In 5 seconds, please answer in the chat box the sport that is related to the emoji on the screen. And the count is up now. Yes, I can see many of you have started answering it as the correct answer, which is definitely hockey. So this was only an energy booster so that I can bring the attention of everybody to my presentation.
Ajay,
Formally, sir.
Ajay, I
Sir,
also
sir.
saw in the running chat box a different answer, which I love to point out. Somebody has said treasure hunt. treasure
Yeah,
की
sir.
चाबी और hunt करके जब treasure मिलता है था तो हो वाला expression. Millie, hats off to you for that answer, bete.
Definitely, sir. Thank you, Millie ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for responding. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, moving on, I formally present my presentation, Math Sport, that we have given the name to it. Mathematics is a very fascinating subject as somehow it finds place in all other subjects and almost in all walks of life. Field of sports is also not an exception. When we talk about sports, it is meant both outdoor and indoor. And remember, fun activity is inclusive. That is why it is bold and in brackets. Sports use math for a variety of purposes, including scoring, leaderboard creation, strategy development, finding probability, etc. Similarly, if math is dealt with sports, the former becomes easier to understand as it invokes interest in the learner. And interest in the learner is the most important aspect of a student life. Now, once again, I would request you people to answer in the chat box, and this time I can give you 10 to 15 seconds, but think mathematically, how many squares are there on a chessboard? Remember, never be hasty. And your time has started already. Once again, I can see the answers in the chat box. The chat box has started to flood in. 3 seconds more. And yes, the time is up now. Let us see what could the right answer be. And if you think it is 64, as many of us have given the answer in the chat box, then read the question again. It was, mathematically, how many squares are there on a chessboard? Even though it is a game, indoor game, the answer could be different than 64. And how is it? This is what we tried to inculcate in the students, and to our astonishment, few students came up with the correct answer, and we tried to cover up it with a video that we are going to watch now. How many squares are there mathematically on a chessboard? If I ask you this question, then I have got the answer. It is 64. Let us check whether it is actually correct or not. And Smriti is going to throw light on this even more. Okay, Smriti, according to you, what would be the answer to this question?
Sir, I think there are more than just 64 square on a chessboard.
Okay.
If I were to take 8 square vertically and 8 square horizontally, that will be giving me 64 square unit square, the biggest one on the chessboard.
Very good.
Moving on, there are 2 ways of taking 7 unit squares vertically and 7 unit squares horizontally.
Correct.
That makes it 2 cross 2, 4 units.
Very
4
good.
squares.
Amazing. Yes, carry on, carry on.
Then, if I were to take 6 squares vertically and 6 squares horizontally, 6 squares vertically and 6 squares horizontally, I think total of 9 squares will be obtained.
Amazing. Very good.
So, we can see a small pattern here, which is 1, 4, 9, I think it will go on till there are 64 squares of 1 unit. So total of 64.
Yeah.
Then.
So you mean to say that we are going to get such numbers which are in itself the squares of some numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
Like 1 square, then 2 square, then
Correct,
3
correct,
square.
correct.
Moving on to 8 square.
Correct. Very good.
So, if you ask me the total number of squares on a chessboard, that will be 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 plus 36 plus 49 plus 64. That is, it's very tedious calculation. I'll give you a shorter method.
Okay.
In class 11th, I studied sequence and series, where I was taught a special series which could count the square of numbers. It goes on like 1/6 of nth term, n plus 1th term, and 2n plus 1th term. The product.
Okay, very good.
So n over here is a. Solving on, it should give me 1/6 of 8 of 9 of 19.
Very good. Then what is the total? So this is what she was trying to explain to me and to the class, that we can see now on the screen, that it forms a special series which is the sum of the squares of first n natural numbers, directly correlated to one of the chapters in class 11 sequence and series. And the correct answer to the question was actually 204, but not 64. I now welcome Rahul sir to the meet to carry forward for the next segment of the meet.
Thank you, Ajay sir, and Jai Hind to respected all present over here. As per the section of my certificate, sir, I took an orientation program to introduce this topic and how we can integrate sports with the concept of mathematics in the month of September, and workshop was conducted with the sports teacher, and I just want to play this video.
बच्चों में
एंगेज कर दे ताकि मैथ का कुछ कर सकते वो स्पोर्ट्स में इन्वॉल्व होकर के बच्चे साथ साथ कुछ कुछ काम कर सकते। तो अगर बच्चों में लेकिन प्रवेश होता है उसमें टाइम का अलग है और टाइम जब के फाइनल सेमेस्टर में लेते हैं सेकेंड सेमेस्टर में तो वहाँ से बच्चों को डिस्कस की काउंसिलिंग या अगर आप एक बच्चे को रिकॉर्ड टीचिंग के लिए रखें और वर्क से देखें तो अब 0.2-3.5 का डिफरेंस होता है वो पहले को क्रॉस कर लेंगे तो बच्चा जितना भी डिस्टेंस को आराम से 4-5 का डिफरेंस वहाँ अप्लाई करेगा। उसके बाद क्या परसेंटेज दो दौड़ गए जिसकी स्पीड अगले से 50% कम हुई जिसका एवरेज ज़्यादा होगा उससे एवरेज और कुछ हमने तो मैंने बताया कि सडन जो गेम है वो कितनी फोकस किए जा रहे हैं तो इसमें से पहला इनका था बास्केटबॉल। तो बास्केटबॉल में तो देखिए मैथमेटिक्स का कंसेप्ट आ जाता है इसका डेवलप किया जाता है कोर्ट का डिजाइन बॉल को ऑटोमेटिक ईयर के फॉर्म में देंगे उसका वॉल्यूम तो उसके लिए मैथ टीचर आपका प्रेफरेबल है या अगर कोई बच्चा है तो उसको बेसिकली तो ऐसे हम लोग तैयार करके देंगे लेकिन क्या करते हैं हम लोग तैयार करेंगे बच्चे को करते गेम आपका ओवर हो गया एक चीज क्या डिस्कस किया गया ये रिजल्ट ऑफ मैथ इसको करके अगर दो पीरियड एक के रास्ते का एक के रास्ते कर जब फिर से बच्चा करेगा तो क्लासरूम वाली फीलिंग और बोर्डिंग फीलिंग अलग तो फिर में अब ये हो गया ये आपके 6 to 8 to 10 तक के बच्चे इस आईडी और मेथड की इजी वेरीफाई करेंगे कि और जो टेक्नोलॉजी लाइन में बच्चे करते हैं उसकी आईडी और वेरिफिकेशन अरे सर वैल्यू ऑफ एफर्ट की लाइन में क्या आप लाइक लिखते हैं बहुत ऑप्टिमाइजेशन। So on the basis of this orientation, the teachers tried to apply the concepts. The sports which are going to be played in our school, the first one is basketball. So in basketball, there are so many mathematical terms that there the students are going to watch the basketball. Actually, we are trying to apply the concept of basketball in higher classes as in the next slide is visible. The designing of basketball contains a lot of things related to mensuration, perimeter and area and other things. The students are going to aware about it and they already designed a map of court model of basketball in which they use the parameters. Then the rule of next slide. Then the rule of physics is going to be applied here. See, the importance of angle is clearly visible when a player is going to throw the ball with the angle of 45 degrees, and the ball will cover the maximum range. This session we will apply for the with the senior students regarding this. But we did the work on basketball with the students of our juniors of students, in which they learn the concept of average. And what they did, actually the whole team is divided into two groups, two equal number of groups. One team is associated with one person of one member of another team, and the one person in team A is going to dribbling the ball, and the second person who was associated with him or her was going to count the number of dribbling. Then after, when the whole team is going to cover the dribbling, then the whole dribbling is going to be calculated and it is divided by the actual numbers present in that team. That gives the idea of average. And in the next time, the team A did the same thing with the team B. So on the basis of the data, we just compare the average dribbling of both the teams. So this concept was average was going to be clear with this activity. average of both, dribbling average of both the teams are going to be compared with this activity, and children enjoy this activity a lot, as well as playing with the concept is also going to be clear with this activity. Then I'm going to invite Ajay sir again for continuing the presentation. Well,
Sir, your microphone is off.
Thank you for reminding me. So I'm back with my teaser, 5 seconds for the same, and the answer should be in the chat box. The emoji is on your screen now. Guess the sport from this. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. The time is up and I can see the answers in the chat box. They are actually matching with what you have tried. It is badminton. Yes, definitely. Sports can be integrated with mathematics, and we gave a try with the sports material available in the store for incorporating it in class 10, integrating with the lesson mensuration combination of solids. Let us see how it all happened. So we found dumbbell in the store, and we thought of finding out the total surface area and the volume of the combination of solids with which it is made up of. With only 3 materials provided to the students: a scale, dumbbell itself, and a thread. We also gave away simple piece of papers to write the activity on. The class was divided into 2 groups, actually 5 groups, depending upon the number of strength present in the class that day. And 3 groups were working on finding out the surface area, 2 working out to find out the volume. This is all what was happening in the class that day. Let's have a look.
रुको मेरा हाथ नहीं
ये वाला काटो नहीं ये ऊपर अब मैं देखूं कितना काट दो ना यहाँ पे.
So this is how the children in the groups were trying to measure the diameter of the hemispherical and spherical part, and also the diameter of the cylindrical part of the dumbbell. And later on, they tried to apply the concept of mensuration to find out whatever was required. This was the reflection and the feedback given by one of the groups for the evidence.
And then we will calculate and find out the radius, and then we will find out the required surface area or volume. And similar for the cylinder here also.
Thank you. This was their work recorded on the sheets provided to them. Next, we thought of incorporating cricket also, because it is the most prevalent game all around us in the surroundings. And we thought of integrating it with mode, a lesson of statistics. The children were detailed about how to score runs in the form of a single, a couple, a boundary with 4 runs, or maybe a 6. And 12 deliveries for each batsman to play. Then later on, what was the maximum runs scored by the students in the 12 deliveries they faced? The maximum was found as the mode by the students themselves. So let me play the video.
One run.
1 run, straight boundary, 4 and 6, their side 4 and 6. ठीक है? अभी मैं बताऊंगा, ठीक है? Now, first ball. Zero. Now. बॉल पे क्या की है? सेकंड बॉल पे, थर्ड बॉल पे, फोर्थ बॉल पे, फाइव बॉल पे, 11 बॉल पे, 12 बॉल पे। आपका फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या है? ओह गुड।
So how easily they were able to understand the concept of maximum occurrence, which is nothing but mode. I now once again welcome Rahul sir for the next segment.
Thank you, sir. So, in the next part, what we did with the game Taekwondo, we know very well the importance of angle. At the time of starting your punch is necessary. So students try to make a particular punch with proper angle, and another student is going to be helped in measuring the angle. That is present in the coming video.
My name is Adre. I am from class 9th B. This is a
In this video, they designed a
this shape is
Taekwondo mat.
square and this shape is octagon.
They were measuring the angle.
Stop karo.
A की 310 degrees. This is obtuse angle 130 degrees. This is angle 190 degree. Start to know. This is 120 degrees and an obtuse angle.
Students enjoyed a lot after completing this activity, and they were again start listening the various things, the corners of classroom, the desk table, the gap between doors, the angles with the use of this geometrical instrument, and they were verifying whether whatever the written in the book is correct practically or not. And the next part is, now these are some feedbacks on the basis of these activities.
Jai Hind everyone, my name is Bhakti Agarwal, I'm a Shishra, and we were assigned to make a 3D basketball court, and we got to enhance our skills such as we are using a lot of mathematical tools, and it has also made us use a good use of protractor and compass on a big scale. We have also learned to convert small units into big units by using mathematical algorithms, etc. And it has also enhanced my art and craft skills. Like I said, it also enhanced our art and craft skills. Along with that, we got to know more about the basketball court and how a project should be done and made. Thank you.
Two more feedbacks are there.
Good morning and Jai Hind to all of you. My name is Karthik Singh.
My name is Gauri. We're from class 9B. In this integration, we made a model of a taekwondo mat and measured the angles of our kicks and punches.
We enhanced our skills of geometry and mathematics. We used the compass and a protractor to measure the angles of the kicks and punches. And with this demonstration, we proved that maths can be integrated and applied to sports.
Thank you.
Next slide, please.
Ajay,
Sir,
Ajay, Rahul, are we pausing to take questions now or can we do them later?
As you say, sir, we actually thought of taking them later.
Tarun has raised his hand, whether it's out of an error or it's a deliberate raise. Tarun, can you unmute and answer? Tarun Upasini. Okay, Ajay, we'll carry on.
I think by mistake. By mistake, sir, I think.
Yeah, okay, fine. Ajay, we'll carry on.
Next part is for swimming. On the screen, a swimming equation is displayed in which all the parameters are given. We are going to apply this swimming equation with the help of our swimming coach, and this equation is going to be applied in the Olympics and other competition also. And our swimming coach, Mr. Vikas Singh, is going to extend a little bit on the slide in the next video.
Jai Hind everyone, I am Vikas Singh from DPS Varanasi. Today I am going to discuss about swimming equation which will help to reduce race timing in competition. In that equation there is 5 things to be considered. Number 1, reaction time, that is when swimmer gets off to the block and the time he takes to get into the water. And then it's underwater timing with skills, and then it comes stroke cycle, that is important. When a strokes you complete, that is called stroke cycle. So after underwater you will take your strokes. So how much stroke you take, you need to count down. And then turn. A swimmer has to be precise about the turn. So turn time is very important to calculate. Then it comes overall stroke rate, how much stroke he has taken in a second. So with these 5 things, if you conclude all together, one coach will be able to analyze the whole race and he'll be able to improve the swimmers for the competition. So in next session we'll be implementing here in DPS. Thank you very much.
I'm requesting Ajay sir to please continue the presentation.
Well, thank you, Rahul sir. I am back again with my teaser, but this time a different one. Unscramble the letters of the sport below in 5 seconds to give the correct answer in the chat box. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, time is up, and I can see many answers, and they are also matching with the correct one. It was cycling. Let us see what we have next in the sequence. It is another beautiful game around us, football. A normal football all around us contains on the surface pentagons and hexagons, and it is very easy to count all of them. So if there are 12 pentagons and 20 hexagons on the surface of football, then with class 8 students, we did an activity where they found what is the ratio between the number of hexagons to the total number of shapes, and what percent of the total number of shapes is the number of pentagons. And also they tried to implement the Euler's formula, which is nothing but f plus b minus e equal to 2. But before that, let me ask you people in right now a question. What shape do you think is a football? You can answer in the chat box. And I can see the answer in the chat box. Once again, it is coming up. Yeah, most of us would think that it is a sphere. But definitely it is a sphere only in the perfect condition. When the volume of air inside the bladder of the football is 100%, then only it is a sphere. Otherwise, soon after we fill in air with some pump in the bladder, and it starts to decrease by the volume. And therefore, it is no more a sphere, but it is something else. And that is a truncated isosahedron. And as soon as we reach up to this term, we are able to find out a scope where Euler's formula f plus b minus e can be applied, f plus b minus e equal to 2 can be applied. And therefore, Now I ask you people the question, how many vertices are there on the football if there are 12 pentagons and 20 hexagons? And you can answer in the chat box in the next 10 seconds this time. Tick tock, 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 tick tock. The time is up, dear friends. I can once again see the answers and let us see if it matches with the correct answer or not. Actually, if we think deeply, then football, as the students also found while doing the activity, very exciting to find out the number of vertices. Why? Because 12 pentagons and 20 hexagons, each having 60 and 120 total number of edges individually, giving total number of edges as 180. But if we observe minutely, 2 edges have been stitched together. Therefore, for every 2 edges of either pentagon, hexagon, then we are getting 1 edge finally on the football. And therefore, of the total 180 edges, we would be getting only 90 edges. And therefore, when we apply Euler's formula, F plus V minus E equal to 2, 90 will replace E. And number of faces, very simple, 12 plus 20, that is 32. And 60 vertices can be counted on a football. The students confirmed the answer after counting the vertices on the football. And by this method, by this thought process, they were very excited. Let us see their excitement in the form of few videos and also pics. This was the activity done, and the initial stage of the activity when something was briefed to the students, the success criteria, when they were working on the football, counting the edges, counting the vertices, counting the faces. And lastly, this is the evidence that their reflection was.
You learned collaboration. So the main learning was that how to tackle situations quickly, and the way we learned how to count the edges easily. As we can divide that by 2. That was the main learning of it. So by this we learned that how to tackle situations quickly and how to make something easy, which is difficult. What is the aha moment? What did you enjoy? I enjoyed learning about the Euler formula, like how it can help us in how the side and
anything which wondered you?
The whole group. I wondered what football is not the perfect sphere, it is a polyhedron. I was wondered after the...
Very good, very good. Another reflection?
What's your learning?
The exciting moments for us were that when we found out the Euler's formula, we've learned about the faces, vertices and edges of a football. It was surprising for us when we found out that the football we see daily is not actually a perfect sphere. It will be only a sphere in specific conditions. Overall, this session was very exciting and fun.
Thank you so much.
What did
you wonderful reflection.
We enjoyed the most when we found out that a football can be seen in such a mathematical perspective.
Very good.
Good, good. Excellent.
So I once again welcome Rahul sir for the next segment.
Thank you, sir. The next part is for volleyball. There is a problem displayed on the screen. Equation for finding h in terms of t is given. We can relate to so many games with such type of equation and give the problem to solve. because this question can be solved by both the levels of class. Even if we are teaching as polynomial, they can solve it, and the students of higher section can solve it by using the concept of calculus by differentiating. So these things can be designed. And the next part, I'm going to show a video in the students design a model of volleyball court.
Jai Hind everyone. Here I am Vijay Bhardwaj. Here is Ashwani Yadav, Ayush Singh, Harshit, and Manan. So we have prepared a volleyball court model with the help of mathematical dimension of perimeter and area. So Manan is going to tell about this.
Jai Hind, why am I watching this? I am Manasani and I will be explaining to you about the model prepared by me and my friends about the court of volleyball. You can see that first there is the net which is attached to two poles in the volleyball. There are two opposing teams, while the net height for men in men volleyball it is 2.43 meters, and net height for women in volleyball is 2.24 meters. Each side contains of 3 meters of the attack line. This formation is used for attacking and gaining points in volleyball, while the 6 centimeters at the back is the end line. It is used for defending in volleyball. At the two ends of each volleyball side is used for servicing to start a volleyball match. Each side consists of length of 9 meters.
Now finally I'm going to invite Ajay sir for the final part of the presentation.
Thank you, Rahul sir. Please guess this once again in the next 5 seconds. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Time is up, and I can once again see the correct answers in the chat box. Yeah, it is nothing but boxing. Okay, moving on. Have we ever wondered that why is Usain Bolt and his record for 100 meters sprint yet unbeaten? Actually, athletics directly correlated with the physical structure of a person. Specifically, when we talk about sprints, Usain Bolt's body has been analyzed by all means or by all factors, as you can see on the right hand side of the table, that 4 most quick sprinters have been compared: Usain Bolt, Tyson Gay, Johan Blake, and Asafa Powell. And even if you find the difference in the stride rate, stride length, and stride rate per stride length of these people, Usain Bolt has covered the distance in the least time. Why? Because of the golden ratio. God has created all of us with the golden ratio, right from the top to the bottom of the body. And on the left hand side of the screen, what you can see in the yellow highlight portion is nothing but a regression, line of regression, which is directly in statistics. And if the value of y is 1.618, very near to the golden ratio, approximation of the golden ratio, then you can see at the bottom that the value of x would come as 9.53. So the people who are very near to the golden ratio would reach this point 9.53 as the time of covering 100 meters race. And that is why Usain Bolt is yet unbeaten. So we had a talk with the people, the coaches in the school, that they are going to pass on this information to the students, and then the students will find out some interest and start working on their body to become even more fit than they are right now, which is more important than any other aspect. Moving on. Now I would request Rahul sir to post the link of the chat box, link of the Padlet in the chat box where I request you people to click the link and write one sports activity that can be integrated with mathematics. And if at all you wish to write for some other subject, you are more than welcome. And by the time you do this, I also say that this Padlet would be shared with each one of us later on. And next I have, okay, I think it is time for me to stop now. So let me finish with this. Math is not a spectator sport. It is not a body of knowledge. It's not symbols on a page. It's something you play with, something you do. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for listening to us so patiently, taking part in all the teasers and all the activities that we did today in the chat box. And right now also we can see that Padlet is already started to fill in. Thank you very much. See you once again in future.
Can we please share the Padlet link again? I think a few people are asking for that.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
And we will all pause for 2 to 3 minutes so that everybody writes their ideas. Can we also put the Padlet on the screen, Rahulji?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. हम कर दें
एक्टिविटी पुलिस चलिए मुझे बहुत दुखेगा
Soma ma'am, your mic is on. Thank you, sir, for reminding me about the CC Friday. I completely had misunderstood the time. I had actually put it on my calendar at 5:30 today. I don't know why.
Link गया कि नहीं?
Sorry, sir.
अच्छा वो से हो ना लिंक नहीं आया अभी टीम से वहां से कॉपी करके पेस्ट कर दीजिए उसको खोलिए
Coming, the link is coming. The link is coming. Till that time, we must think. Let's think. This is thinking time.
It's there.
It has been posted, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, maths. So let's be more descriptive. When we are writing dart game, आप डार्ट गेम को किस से कनेक्ट करेंगे, कैसे कनेक्ट करेंगे मैथ्स में? थोड़ा सा डिस्क्रिप्शन लिखते हैं ताकि ये जो पैडलेट है वी विल सेंड इट टू एवरीबडी एंड एवरीबडी कैन देन गेट दोज आइडियाज. आपके आइडियाज सब तक पहुंच पाएंगे. सो राइट अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ डिस्क्रिप्शन विद द नेम ऑफ द गेम. कैसे आप कनेक्ट करेंगे उसको, कौन से लर्नर Okay, great. I see Mukul ma'am posting a long post. Very good. That is what we are looking for, a descriptive one, which can help the others also get some ideas when they read this, when they get this tablet. Okay, Amit ji has put up a good post with shot put, range, height, and time. Okay, Shrey has says that cricket with direction vector. All right. वीरेंद्र जी चेस कैसे लिंक करेंगे? ओमलता मैम चेस कैसे लिंक करेंगे हिंदी में? कौन से पार्ट से लिंक करेंगे?
सर हिंदी में वर्ग पहेली होता है जिसमें बच्चों को बुझने के लिए दिया जाता है कुछ विषय जैसे मुहावरे से संबंधित, तो बच्चे उसको वर्ग पहेली में उसके शब्द वर्ड्स लिखे रहेंगे और उसको बच्चे पहचान करके उस मुहावरे की पहचान करेंगे।
बहुत बढ़िया।
सर दोहा सवैया छंद होते हैं, उनको भी उसमें मात्राएं होती हैं, 24 मात्राएं, 13 और 11 का योग होता है। ये भी हम उसमें उनको जोड़ करके दिखाते हैं, मल्टीप्लाई करके, कि हर एक लाइन में जो छंद की मात्राएं होती हैं वो अलग अलग, सारे जो छंद होते हैं सवैया, दोहा, सोरठा, छप्पे, उनके सब के अलग अलग वो नंबर होते हैं।
Okay, great. Somebody in social science says that chess with mind, Cold War करेंगे, Cold War पढ़ाते समय chess करेंगे because both are mind games. Okay. Interesting. Mukesh sir, your thoughts on today's presentation? Would you like to add a few things to that?
Yes, I mean, I'm dying to appreciate these guys, but they are my babies, and this idea all came to me with Rahul, Mehto, and Ajay. So if I appreciate something, it will be like patting on my own back. तो मैं वो नहीं करूँगा. But this team has really done a great job. In fact, on the sidelines, I was just typing a gratitude mail to them. It will come to you, Rahul, Ajay, and the others. But it's so glad to see that you have done this at 3 levels. You know, integration, whether art or sport, can be done at 3 levels. Introducing a concept, teaching a concept, or assessment of a concept. And now for all the maths teachers of across locations, you know, whenever we try and give statement problems or whatever ways we do, is it possible at every level? You know, instead of going, he sold so many books and sold something of that sort, whether it's a profit and loss calculation, whether it's an average calculation problem, can we link all that to the sports that we play in school? In which case there will be, for instance, you know, when the football activity was going on, I don't know, I had another activity. I said between the stitches, whatever do aapke between the pentagon and the hexagon, you had those stitches. अगर उसके number of stitches हम देखें, उनको बोले कि इतने stitches per है और इतने stitches है, इतने pentagons है, इतने हैं, तो calculate the number of stitches. You know, you can go on and on in terms of assessment. But if assessment in math can be done through integration of the sports, activity तो करा दिया, लेकिन उसकी assessment भी अगर हो, so I think children will be more interested in, you know, reading a problem that is related to sport than with something that was sold and itna discount and utna discount. You can try and see how you can link even a discount to it. All right. अगर इतने बॉल हमको मिले, इतने स्क्रैप में हमने बेचे, तो कितना लॉस हुआ? Somewhere or the other, if you can bring in the sport, because children today would love to read that kind of activity than itne pencil or itne kitab. So try and
Sir, actually I joined halfway today, but I had the opportunity to see their presentation actually beforehand a little bit. It was, I think everybody would have absolutely enjoyed today's presentation. It was phenomenal. And I think what Ajay ji and Rahul ji also did today is showed us, जो रूपम जी अपने visits में बार बार बताती हैं कि we've got to make these activities as the wheels on which the curriculum is running. The activity and the curriculum, जो स्कूल की पढ़ाई है और जो एक्टिविटी है वो पैरेलल लाइंस नहीं है, बट the activity is the wheels जिसके ऊपर करिकुलम का डब्बा आगे चल रहा है. And I think they showed us that today very, very beautifully. Superb. Pushpi ma'am, are you there? Can I bring you into this conversation, since you are also, regularly doing some sports integration with the teachers of all the campuses? I'm sure you'll have some words for today's session. Pushpi ma'am? Okay, maybe it was not well. Anupama ma'am, are you there? All right.
Mr. Anupama ma'am is not there.
ठीक है. चलिए, well done अजय जी, राहुल जी, बहुत ही बढ़िया presentation था, and really I'm sure everybody enjoyed it and got a lot of ideas. Ashwini, we must share the Padlet का एक a document with all the teachers ASAP today or tomorrow, so that they're able to get ideas from this for their lesson plans as they go forward. A quick reminder to everybody. I hope you have received the learning principles also that was shared in the last CC Friday. Please do, constantly take a look at it. I would also advise that उन learning principles को आप print करके अपने staff room में भी लगा सकते हैं. That a constant reminder of that will help you plan your lessons, keeping them in mind, right? So they are just checkpoints. आप जाएगा आप उसके अंदर कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे हैं. हमने जो हाउ वी लर्न वाली एक्सरसाइज करी थी लास्ट सीसी फ्राइडे में, उसके बाद जो लर्निंग प्रिंसिपल्स हमने शेयर किए थे, सो दे वर एग्जैक्टली व्हाट उसी के ऊपर वो लर्निंग प्रिंसिपल्स हैं. सो डेफिनेटली लुक एट दैट एज वेल. Okay, thank you. I think it was a great session, Ajay ji. Thank you, Rahul ji. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.